Welcome back to Breaking Waves Sailing, a channel about Ben and Alie and their adventures sailing the world in search of surf waves. After buying an 80s era sailboat and spending 4 years fixing her up and learning to sail around Vancouver Island, we have just accomplished one of the biggest dreams of our lives and sailed 3,000 miles all the way across the Pacific Ocean. In this episode, we share with you our first couple days on the stunning island of Fatua in French Polynesia.
So it's just corroded right in half.
Make sure you hit subscribe so that you don't miss out on this adventure of a lifetime.
Yeah, we're doing.
Welcome to our first morning in Fatua. After completing our 21-day passage across the ocean the night before, we awoke to rain, which was welcomed as it would rinse off all the salt from Kiana and even contribute a little bit to our tanks. First things first. After a long passage, we have a few things to do to get the boat out of passage-making mode and into cruising mode. We gather our garbage for disposal, we switch from our quarter berth back to the V berth, we gather laundry to be done, hoist new flags, shower, yay, find shoes, call our parents, tell them we're alive, and fix anything that broke underway that we can't go without. In our case, that was our stove and our dinghy.
I'm trying to sort out our stove. I was just doing a little bit of investigation. Alie's talking to her parents, which is what you can hear down there. But I did a little investigation in the propane locker. And so number one, my propane heater, I could get that working. So that tells me the regulator is fine. And then I got Alie to turn off the solenoid valves from down below on both the propane heater and the stove, different switches. And the propane heater one, I could hear and feel that solenoid working. The gas one, no surprise, or the stove one, no surprise, wasn't working. So I have isolated the issue to that solenoid valve is the issue. So I took a look in the locker there and I noticed that it looks like the power cable that goes from the controlling unit to the solenoid, it looks as though that's corroded and broken in half. Well, that has happened. So I think that's the issue. I'm gonna just strip that back, re-splice it, reconnect it, and I think we'll be back to the situation where our sensor still isn't working, but it at least is letting gas go through the solenoid valve still. Failing that, I'm just going to disconnect everything, bypass the solenoid valve, and reconnect it right to the regulator, and we should be good. So yeah, like I said, this is the solenoid valve for my propane heater. This one is for the stove. And when I was investigating, I saw this. This has just corroded right in half, so that's most likely what the issue is. So I'll reconnect that. If that doesn't fix it, then I'm just going to take this hose and connect it straight to the regulator. And we'll just have to make sure we're operating our on-off switch diligently.
Man, we sailed for 21 days and the first thing we do in the stunning anchorage of Fatua is fix things. If that doesn't sum up boat life, I don't know what does. Boat work in paradise, ladies and gentlemen.
So I just reconnected that cord and I didn't hear the solenoid valve switch on, so I'm not totally, a little bit skeptical, but I'm gonna try it anyway.
Like, red meat is weird for sushi. So, wahoo is like, you can eat it in any
Hey! There we go.
rice or noodles. Did you fix it?
They don't find you handsome, they sure should find you handy.
Woo! I found you both!
We're back to cooking, baby! We're near the boat. You get a workout for swimming close to the boat. You guys gotta see how beautiful this water is. We're going in together.
Not bad. Where we are. Did it work?
Yeah, that was really good. 10 out of 10.
Hey, look who it is. Oh, a special delivery
Calico's bringing us the outboard.
I'm bearing gifts.
Woo! If you've been with us a while, you would have seen the episode where we were actually robbed the day that we left across the ocean. They unfortunately cut out our jerry can from our dinghy, and we had a couple more things on our outboard that had cracked that we needed to fix before we were able to use it. Let's hang out! We did a little bit of boat work and we're both in chill out and enjoy this mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beer.
I'm thinking about doing the same thing.
Yoo-yoo!
Hang out for a little bit.
Or go get Grace and then...
Come on.
I'm wearing shoes. I'm wearing shoes. Whoa. I'm wearing shoes.
Yeah, I had to find my shoes. It was weird. Haven't worn shoes in so long. We are mobile. We had a really kind guy named Michael on his boat heard about our dinghy issues and his popped, so he lent us his outboard, so that's what we're using. It's pretty sweet actually, I can lift it.
Look at Kiana.
Look at Kiana. Can't believe we're here. How does it feel to be on land?
I didn't even really think about it, to be honest. I just like stepped off the boat and was like, I had no like, oh, this feels so good. It's like, I don't know, it's weird. I thought I would have had a reaction, but it honestly didn't even occur to me.
I don't think I did either. It's just like,
Isn't it weird?
yeah.
You always see people like get on land for the first time. They're like, oh, it feels so good. But I don't see
Here I am now.
forgotten.
Wow, look at the flora and fauna
Right
is
there.
so different. I will say, it does feel really good to not have the earth move under my feet.
Just get these hip flexors moving, you know?
Yeah, to move my hips, move my body, my knees, like.
There's some like angles in my legs.
Bonjour!
Bonjour. Everywhere you go.
Without fail.
That whole era. Christ and Toyotas. Everywhere in the world.
So green here. Everything is lush. Man, as an adult, I feel like you don't get a whole lot of opportunities to feel like wonder and awe. But like, I feel like a child now, how in awe and wonder I have of this place right now. Doesn't it
And
look
it's got like a little
it
tentacle.
looks like a Jumanji thing where it's gonna like open up and snap my face off.
We ain't in Kansas anymore. Grandma, what's the code?
Totem.
Dorothy? Totem?
Hola.
Hola.
Dirty socks.
Who's going in here?
We found some hitchhikers.
A lot of trees that are like the same as the Caribbean.
We're just talking about how out of shape we all feel.
My legs. I feel like I'm walking in mud or something.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get my legs up.
After 21 days on a boat,
We got this little piece of fruit up or something.
of like not even moving, just like going up a tiny hill feels like so much work.
I think our upper bodies are okay from like the winches and stuff. My legs are not.
Yeah, I
They're
agree.
they're not doing it.
I agree. I think my biceps are better than before, but
Maybe I should walk my arms.
I'd like to see that actually.
Fall on my face.
That evening, the next boat in our fleet from the cruise arrived. Our solo sailing friend, Peter, aboard SV Kessel. Happy ocean crossing! So we head over for brunch to congratulate him on completing the passage.
Accomplishment. Yeah.
That's like half of it. I had to walk go back. Yeah.
We're
I way overbought. Yeah.
So I wrote a toast when we crossed the ocean.
We're doing this again.
Well, I don't do it a third time.
It's a good thing you ate really fast, Ben.
And I've adapted it to fit all of us. So, a toast! Or should I say a barnacle? Some say it's maniacal we came all this way to cross the equator 2 days before May, and yet here we stand, skippers and their hands, at 0 and 0, celebrating the fear, nay, the effort it took to get where we are, all those wishes on stars, and maybe the moon, to a god named Neptune. May he smile on us as we stand on this cusp and raise our glass to the sea!
I'm glad you remember that, Alie.
That is a quite the poet there.
You guys might already know Peter, but if you're new to the channel, this is Kessel Underway on Instagram. He's an influencer. We met Peter back in the cruise in Mexico and hung out with him, getting our boats ready to go, and we crossed at the same time, and Peter sailed solo all the way here. Got in about a day behind us, and he crushed it.
It was a great sail. Not a lot of stuff broke.
Did you feel lonely?
No. Starlink, man, definitely.
Yeah, we were pretty
changes.
connected out there.
Yeah, having Starlink changed it all. If I didn't have Starlink, that would be a completely different game, and I don't know if I would have enjoyed it as much. It made me feel a lot closer to home and family.
Yeah, there would have been a lot more like lower lonely moments, I think, without Starlink.
Yeah.
But like the highs would have been bigger too, probably.
Yeah. When I lost my phone yesterday, actually,
I heard that, yeah.
was the first. So I basically went like one day where I couldn't do anything.
And
it was a very like freeing, actually, moment where I was like, well, I'm just on an adventure now. There's no internet, and I'm on my own.
Well, none of us, like Calico and Breaking Waves, we were like not itching to go to shore. We were just like actually just content being on the boat.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Do you feel like you need to go to shore? Or?
I'm really excited to stretch my legs and go.
It felt good to
exercise.
walk.
Yeah,
it felt good to walk.
The first thing I did after anchor down last night was jump in the water.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Dude, the water's nice.
Just being able to like stretch out and like feel my everything stretch out and move around a bit. That was incredible.
There's enough current here that you can actually swim. It's like an infinity pool. You can just swim beside your boat.
Oh, really?
And like at a slow pace, and you don't go anywhere.
Wow.
Gee whiz.
But as Peter dropped his dinghy in the water, he found his flywheel was hydrolocked. He had stored his outboard in his upright dinghy for the passage, and after getting smacked around by a few squalls, it had filled with rainwater. After 22 days at sea, the motor was fully submerged.
All right, so Peter's been here for less than 24 hours, and he's already full into boat work mode again. We got Mike and Chloe from Promises Kept. They've hooked us up with the Suzuki we told you about earlier. Thank you guys, much appreciated.
The little engine that can.
Yeah, the little engine that can. Ruth and Garrett were running this for a while.
He solved it with the support of the peanut gallery by removing a lower unit and using a breaker bar on the flywheel.
You're not inspiring confidence.
Get out of my way, let my daughter do this. While you do it.
Day one.
It's supposed to be fun, isn't it? Day one. Day
You
one.
just want to go foil boarding.
Yeah. Whoa!
No big deal. Okay. That's just
I'm not understanding what's the concern now that it's run.
There's like a Sceptre that controls the throttle cable in forward to the lower unit. So if you have it too tight, it'll remain seated into forward and not neutral. So it has to be like calibrated perfectly so it's like neutral or vertical.
So is this something that happened because of taking apart the engine?
When we dropped the lower unit, we had to unthread the throttle control cable, and that's now not throttle, like the transmission control cable, and that's what we're trying to recalibrate now.
Okay. So we've solved the first issue. Now we're recalibrating, taking it.
So the motor was like waterlocked.
Yeah.
So we took a big breaker bar and we spun the, whatever you call this, in the flywheel.
Yeah.
And once we broke it, it was actually able to start spinning again.
Even without any PP blaster or anything?
Yeah. So then we sprayed some in there to like free everything up, but it was definitely like, it was waterlocked.
Yeah.
Well, it flooded. It's only flooded. So
And it flooded with salt water?
fresh water.
Fresh water?
He had in a dinghy and it rained and drain plug was not pulled and it flooded the motor, which makes sense.
Replacing the unit was a bit tricky with a set screw to navigate and recalibrate, but after 3 hours, the motor was up and running. Boat work in paradise completed. Time to let loose.
You did it, man. Boat work in paradise.
Oh my god.
Here we are. We did it. We made it to Marquesas so that we can do more boat work.
What could possibly go wrong? He's up! He's up! Oh, fuck. Woo! That was cool! That was cool! Well done!
Oh, my glasses are gone.
Oh, shoot. You did it for the gram, though. That looked cool. I thought I was gonna get clotheslined there.
I'm gonna blame that all on your throttle response.
My bad.
I'm learning how you drive right now.
Cool.
all this in paradise is just cool. Every once in a while, I look around and I really think that I've got it made.
I agree with you, Alie.
Ben's gonna give the foil boarding behind the dinghy a go. I'm gonna call that a false start, but I'm excited to see him try.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong right now? So Peter's riding his bronco of a horse.
I'm like, you know what, like, just tranquilo, amigo.
It's the fire in him coming out. It's got a little bit of a heavy wrist or something on that throttle. There he goes! There he goes! Woo, woo, woo! Woo! Woo, 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 woo! You did it! Ah, woo! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Woo! You did it! Woo, 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 woo! Hold my beer, watch this.
Now I see I was so lost. Should've called the family. Would it say unknown on your caller ID? Or maybe my number's still saved. Now I'm standing here hungry and I'm ready for action. So let me tell you I'm ready to jump right back in, back in. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Yeah, I'm ready to go again.
Champ!
Yeah, I'm ready out, you know. Yeah, I'm ready to go again. Ready to go again.
That evening, I made sushi for the fleet with the wahoo that Ben and I caught on the crossing. This day, the friends, the location, the fact that we earned it, individually, but also together. It was one for the books. Make sure you hit subscribe so that you don't miss out on next week's episode and the shenanigans we get up to then. Visit Patreon if you love this channel and get extra behind the scenes. See you next week. Ding!